Your Excellency Professor Marwan Al-Mualla, President of University of Petra. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second International Conference on Application of Information Technology in Developing Renewable Energy Processes and Systems, IT DRIPS 2017.
On behalf of the conference chair and conference committee, we thank you all for coming today. Let us start our conference by reading verses from the Holy Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم.
He taught man that which he knew not. Who would have imagined an invalid device making decisions on behalf of professionals?
This is a new era, a new shape of life where man and machines became the foundation of societies, sharing space and time side by side in what is known as smart cities.
The next video shows what world leaders have spoken about the new era.
So Jordan is launching itself for the next 10 years. Where do we position ourselves to take advantage of what we can deliver to our people and to the region? And so it's our traditional sectors that are very strong: tourism, pharmaceuticals, education. But then the new areas, ICT and renewables, that are going to be, I think, the two main areas that are going to sort of push Jordan.
But this much is true. Energy requirements will play a vital role in determining it. The Arab world includes some of the richest and poorest countries in terms of energy resources. With new energy, we could fuel a solar revolution, bring about a boom in the science, engineering, and manufacturing fields, build green industries and green jobs, and open new markets for aspiring entrepreneurs.
Each day brings with it renewed opportunity, potential, and energy. Thanks to innovation, this energy is being harnessed to power economies across the globe, making sunlight the world's most abundant energy resource. It is sustainable, good for the planet, and makes perfect economic sense for countries seeking energy security. It is more than just solar energy. It is positive energy. And it is positive energy that the Shamsaman photovoltaic power plant delivers in Jordan, for Jordan. Each day, more than 600,000 first solar high-performance photovoltaic modules track the progress of the sun across the sky in Jordan's Ma'an region, generating approximately 1% of the country's electricity. That's sufficient clean energy to power as many as 35,000 average homes. The 52-megawatt facility forms the cornerstone of Jordan's energy security goals.
Jordan imports 97% of its energy. So the introduction of renewable energy and solar energy in specific is key to the prosperity of Jordan, as well as in addressing its energy security requirements.
Jordan is at the heart of Shamsaman.
Ladies and gentlemen, now let's welcome the IT Trips 2017 General Chair, Professor Ghassan Isa.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency Professor Adnan Badran, Guest of Honor. Your Excellency Professor Marwan Mualla, President of the University of Petra. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome you to the second international conference on the applications of information technology in developing renewable energy processes and systems, or as we call it for short, IT Trips 2017. This conference is organized by the Faculty of Information Technology at the University of Petra with collaboration of the National Research University of Moscow, and it has been an enriching experience for me to chair this conference and to work with a great team of highly motivated researchers and organizers. We are privileged today to have this conference under the patronage of Professor Marwan Mualla, the President of the University of Petra. We are also honored to have His Excellency Professor Adnan Badran, the Chancellor of the University of Petra, as our guest of honor and main speaker. I thank them both for giving us the time to be with us today to share their experience. IT Trips 2017 is an international refereed conference sponsored by the Jordanian Science Research Fund and is technically co-sponsored by IEEE. All presented papers will be included in the IEEE Explore digital library. Thanks for the support of the IEEE Jordan section. IT Trips 2017, like its predecessor, the IT Trips 2013, aims at bridging the gap between researchers in information technology and their counterparts in the renewable energy area. The main theme of IT Trips 2017 this year is focused on the applications of ICT and renewable energy in building smart and green cities, giving it a wide scope of research areas constituting the conference tracks and topics. Accordingly, this conference consists of 5 tracks as follows. I will read them briefly. The first track is ICT solutions and support for smart and green cities, with a number of subtopics such as modeling and simulation, embedded programming, artificial intelligence, software engineering, and so on. The second track is smart renewable energy, which includes smart grids, smart buildings, smart scheduling systems, and so on. The third track is on renewable energy sources and systems, and it includes a number of topics such as photovoltaic systems, concentrated solar power, wind power, hydropower, etc. The fourth track is the application of renewable energy in smart and green cities, and it has a number of topics such as building services, fresh water production, wastewater treatment, and quite a number of other topics. Finally, the fifth track is on smart and green cities management, economics, and future challenges, with several topics that include energy efficiency systems, economics for renewable energy systems, hybrid energy management, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference today will include 3 introductory speeches, starting with Engineer Abdel Fattah Al-Daradke, NIMCO General Manager, followed by an opening speech by Professor Marwan Mualla, University of Batra President, and finally a presentation by Professor Adnan Badran, our guest of honor. It also includes 4 keynote speeches, a workshop on CMAP, 9 parallel sessions with about 33 paper presentations that will take place in this building, and finally a closing ceremony to present the conference recommendations. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my appreciation and gratitude to our co-organizer, the National Research University of Moscow, represented by Professor Tiaginov Mikhail. Special thanks also to the Jordanian Scientific Research Support Fund, represented by Professor Abir Al-Gawab, for sponsoring this conference. I also sincerely thank the IEEE Jordan section, represented by Professor Ghaith Abanda, for IEEE technical co-sponsorship. Last but not least, special thanks to all the conference committee members and staff who worked so hard to organize this conference. Again, I thank you all for coming today, especially those who traveled the distance from different countries to join us in this conference. And I thank our guests from the educational, research, and industrial sectors. I wish you all a safe and pleasant stay in Jordan, hoping to fulfill your objectives from your participation in this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Ghassan. Now, let's welcome Engineer Abdel Fattah Al-Daradke, the General Manager of National Electric Power Company, NEPCO.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يعني فهمت انه بدي احكي بالعربي، فبالتالي اعذروني ما اقدرش كلمه بالانجليزي، يعني فارجو. دولة الدكتور عدنان بدران، عطوبة رئيس جامعة البترا الأستاذ الدكتور مروان المولى، أيتها السيدات أيها السادة، إنه لشرف عظيم أن تتاح لي هذه الفرصة لأتحدث إليكم بافتتاح هذا المؤتمر العلمي الذي تنظمه جامعة البترا، ذلك الصرح العلمي الذي نعتز به، آملا أن يحقق هذا المؤتمر الغاية المرجوة من عقده، كيف لا، والموضوع الذي تم اختياره أو المواضيع التي تم اختيارها هي من المواضيع الحساسة ومن مواضيع الساعة التي تساير التطور المتسارع في أنظمة المعلومات واستخدامات الطاقة المتجددة في إنتاج الكهرباء. الحضور الكرام، تقوم شركة الكهرباء الوطنية التي أتشرف بإدارتها بإدارة النظام الكهربائي في المملكة الأردنية الهاشمية وإدارة خطوط الربط الكهربائي مع الدول الشقيقة، وكذلك تمتلك شبكة النقل الكهربائي التي تشتمل على أكثر من 4500 كيلومتر خطوط 400 كيلو فولت و132 كيلو فولت، وحوالي 80 محطة تحويل 400 كيلو فولت على 132 على 33 في كافة أنحاء المملكة. وكذلك تقوم بتوريد الوقود المطلوب لتوليد الكهرباء وتزويده لشركات توليد الكهرباء التي ترتبط معها باتفاقيات شراء الطاقة. وأيضا تقوم الشركة بدور المزود بالجملة للطاقة الكهربائية لشركات التوزيع والمستهلكين الكبار، حيث تقوم الشركة بذلك بكل كفاءة وحرفية، بحيث أصبح النظام الكهربائي الأردني من أكثر الأنظمة في المنطقة ثباتا وأمانا واستقرارية، وهذا شرف كبير للأردن أن يبقى دائما متميزا بعطايا أبنائه. وقد زاد في تميز الأردن حجم الطاقة المتجددة التي تم دمجها على نظام الكهرباء لغاية تاريخه، والتي تزيد على 16% من الاستطاعة الكلية وعلى 5% من خليط الطاقة. وستزيد إسهامات هذه الطاقة على النظام الكهربائي الأردني بحلول عام 2020 لتصبح 2400 ميجا وات، أي ما يزيد على 40% من الاستطاعة المركبة في المملكة الأردنية الهاشمية، أي ما يزيد على 25% من خليط الطاقة. وكما أسلف فإن الأردن يتقدم كافة دول المنطقة على هذه النسب من الطاقة المتجددة في النظام الكهربائي الأردني. الحضور الكرام، بالتأكيد فإن الطاقة المتجددة هي طاقة نظيفة وتساعد في تخفيض تكاليف إنتاج الكهرباء، إلا أن هناك إشكالات تشغيلية قد تحصل نتيجة تأثيرها على استقرارية الأنظمة الكهربائية. ولمعالجة ذلك تقوم شركة الكهرباء الوطنية وبدعم من الحكومة ووزارة الطاقة والثروة المعدنية بالاتصالات اللازمة لإنشاء خطوط ربط جديدة مع السعودية، حيث سيتم غدا إن شاء الله توقيع مذكرة تفاهم لربط النظامين الكهربائيين الأردني والسعودي، والذي سيكون من نتيجته المساعدة في مواجهة تذبذبات الأحمال والاعتماد أكثر على الطاقة المتجددة وحسن استخدامها في النظام الكهربائي الأردني. وكذلك يجري العمل حاليا على تعزيز خطوط الربط مع كل من مصر وسوريا والعراق، وذلك لإبقاء النظام الكهربائي في حالة من الاستقرارية والأمان وتجنب الإطفاءات والخسائر المالية التي قد تنتج عن العمليات التشغيلية في إدارة النظام الكهربائي بوجود الطاقة المتجددة. وكذلك تقوم الشركة بالدراسات اللازمة ومتابعة آخر المستجدات على أنظمة تخزين الطاقة الكهربائية، حيث أن ذلك يعتبر من الحلول الجيدة والآنية لمواجهة دمج أنظمة الطاقة المتجددة على الأنظمة الكهربائية، سواء كان ذلك من خلال البطاريات التي تجري عليها تطورات كثيرة هذه الأيام، وكذلك أو أنظمة التخزين المائي التي نحاول بالتعاون مع السلطات المعنية في المياه، وزارة المياه والري وسلطة المياه، لاستغلال وجود السجود واستغلال وجود فروق المناسيب لعمليات ضغط المياه باستخدام الطاقة المتجددة، وبالتالي استخدامها في الأوقات المناسبة. وهذه تعتبر من الحلول الأمثل للطاقة المتجددة ودمجها على الأنظمة، ومن السياسات التي ستمكن الشركة الكهرباء الوطنية من إدارة النظام الكهربائي بشكل أمثل وبشكل أفضل. في الختام أرجو لهذا المؤتمر كل التوفيق، وأن تكون النتائج متوافقة مع الغاية التي عقد من أجلها، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Engineer Abdel Fattah. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Marwan Al-Mualla, the President of University of Petra, to present us with the IT Drips 2017 opening speech.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you today at the second International Conference on the application of information technology in developing renewable energy processes and systems, IT DRIPS 2017, which addresses vital issues concerning energy and ICT. The issue of energy, and more precisely renewable energy, is a crucial topic, especially for countries such as Jordan, which lack to fossil or fuel and which imports over than 96% of its needs from oil and gas from neighboring countries. The IT DRIPS 2017 acknowledges the importance of the renewable energy issue and realizes the huge impact of information and communication technology on the development of the processes and systems for generation of cost-effective solutions. The Faculty of Information Technology at the University of Batra has realized the need to assume a leading role in directing its research efforts in this area, and accordingly has put together the IT DRIPS 2013 conference and now the IT DRIPS 2017 in an effort to bring the researcher from ICT and renewable energy fields. As the University of Petra UOP organized this important event, it is worth mentioning that UOP has been for several years focusing on a number of issues, including enhancement of quality education, green energy, green and smart campus, and innovative research. According to the 2016 Green Metrics ranking, UOP was ranked the third among Jordanian universities and 221 worldwide. A 1.5 megawatt photovoltaic system has been installed and is in full operation, saving the university over 90% of its electricity bill. A groundwater well supplies the university with 70 cubic meters per day with fresh drinking water. Furthermore, a waste water treatment plant can process over 200 cubic meters of waste water. It's used to irrigate all the greenery at the university. Our guest of honor, Professor Badran, will elaborate more on these achievements. In terms of quality in education, the University of Petra has insisted on quality assurance to be a major part of its strategic plan. As a result, the University of Petra was the first university in Jordan to obtain the Quality Assurance Certificate from the Higher Education Accreditation Commission back in 2015. The certificate has been recently renewed for the next 2 years. The university has also been awarded the Quality Management Certificate ISO 2015-9001, which was renewed recently. The Faculty of Information Technology programs was also accredited by the American Accreditation ABET. Other programs such as civil engineering, pharmacy, business administration are currently working on different international accreditations. The University of Petra worked continuously on enhancing the quality of scientific research and innovation, spending more than $2 million per year on research and scholarships. An innovation and entrepreneurship center, business incubator, pharmaceutical center, and technology transfer office are some of the facilities available for both students and faculty members to carry out their research activities. I am all confident that the papers presented today and tomorrow at this conference, as well as the workshops and seminars, will open new research opportunities and the future collaboration between ICT, renewable energy, and other researchers for the development of efficient and cost-effective energy solutions that bring us closer to building comprehensive, green, and smart cities. I look forward to receiving the conference final recommendations that will be reached at the conclusion of this conference. Once again, I thank you all for coming today, and I sincerely thank the conference committees for their greater efforts in organizing this conference. I thank our organizer partners, the National Research University of Moscow and the Jordanian Scientific Research Fund for its generous support and sponsorship. And last but not least, I would like to thank the IEEE Jordan section for their technical sponsorship. Thank you so much, and I wish you a successful conference and an enjoyable stay in Jordan. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Marwan. Dr. Ali Al-Maqusi, the conference co-chair, will now introduce our guest of honor.
Good morning. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored and pleased to introduce a key figure who was the real inspiration behind holding this conference. Professor Badran is currently the President of the Higher Council of the National Center for Curriculum Development and Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the University of Jordan and the Chancellor of University of Petra. He is a biologist with 120 publications, including 22 books and 4 patents. Professor Badran received his PhD from Michigan State University, USA back in 1963. And since then, he received 3 honorary doctorates, one of them from Sun Ki Kwan, Seoul, Korea University, which has been established 500 years ago and which has invented the Samsung. Professor Badran has received Distinguished Leadership Award and the Hall of Fame Alumni Award. He was awarded the Arab Thought Foundation for Best Arab Scientist in Higher Education Research, Regional Prize for Building Scientific Institutions, the World Education Asia Award for Outstanding Contribution to Education in 2011, and the Schumann Award for Peer Review of Young Arab Scientists. Professor Badran is a former Prime Minister of Jordan, former Minister of Agriculture, and former Minister of Education. He joined UNESCO as Deputy Director General of UNESCO from 1990 till 1998. Senator, and chair of the Senate Committee on Science, Education and Culture, and president of the National Center of Human Rights of Jordan, and president of the Asia Pacific Forum on Human Rights. He is a fellow and vice president of the Academy of Sciences for the Developing World, and fellow of the Islamic World Academy of Sciences and the Arab Thought Forum. Also president of the Arab Academy of Sciences and president of the board of AFID in Beirut. Professor Badran today will present a paper entitled Turning Campusology into a Friendly Green City, University of Petra case. Please give a warm welcome to His Excellency, Professor Badran, IT Bricks 2016 Guest of Honor.
You know, I was enjoying sitting and listening to Dr. Ali Marcouch. And I thought I would stay sitting and let him go on. Anyway, thank you very much indeed, dear guest. It's an honor for me to be with you here today. I think this is the IT DREP conference, and I enjoyed attending the first one, the other one, you know, the one before this one. And I think we should develop a tradition in this university after the IT received the ABIT, the highest recognition by the American accreditation system for software technology, for computer science and networking, I believe. I congratulate the faculty of ICT of this university for achieving the quality and accreditation, which really a trademark, a benchmark of quality achievements. Anyway, when Dr. Ghassan Isa and Dr. Marcouch told me about this conference, and then I read the title and subtitles, you know, the themes: solution and support for smart and green cities, smart renewable energy resources, application of renewable energy and building smart green cities, smart IoT city management, etc. I thought, my God, all the sub-theme you have, we have them in a small city called University of Petra. We have them all. Some of them being implemented, some of them we have a vision to be implemented in the coming few years. And this is why I have chosen to you today the title, Turning Campusology into a Friendly Green City. Now, by the way, campusology, if you go to open Webster Dictionary, you won't find it. This is new term. I invented it. It was. And campusology, it means campus life. How to turn the campus into a friendly campus, a green campus, attractive campus. Campus CO2 emission is zero. Everything renewable, the water recycled. Smart campus where you walk safely. And really, you enter, you are recorded when you enter the campus. When you leave the campus, your car will enter the campus, the gates will open automatically. When you enter the classroom, you put the smart card and you are immediately recorded whether you are absent or not absent from the classroom. So in other words, the campus is run in a smart way. Obviously, it doesn't mean that we are going to hire robots to replace human beings, particularly professors and associate professors. No, I think this is what I call to speed up R&D, to speed up the learning process, to speed up entrepreneurship and innovation. campus is so important to support the academic process, to support learning and intended learning objectives, to support the quality of the delivery of learning, and to support R&D, research and development. You need to have an inviting, inducing environment. Ahmed Zouayer, the Nobel Prize winner, Allah yarhamu, مات مؤخرا, who received the Nobel Prize in chemistry, he said, well, if you came back to Egypt, would you be receiving the Nobel Prize? He said, no, I would never. He said, why? He said, because I live in Caltech, in California, and the campus is an inviting environment. Inviting to work 24 hours, inviting to think freely, inviting to invent, inviting to do research. This is what we are going to do for Petra, to develop a niche of inviting environment للإبداع والابتكار. Okay, this is the master plan, and the master plan, ring road surrounding the university, walking campus, all the cars for staff and faculty around the ring road. Okay. Walking campus where the student will interact in those gardens, landscape, inside the campus without cars, without CO2 emission, without noise, and all cars just comes in and go around the ring road to feed. This is the student park, this is the stadium, and the stadium will be another park. This is a community now with 1,000 free parking for all the students. This will accommodate about 3,000 to 4,000 cars, 2 stories under the stadium, and all the cars are covered by panels of solar energy. Wherever you go, you find solar energy, plus the roofs. The water recycled from here, from the station. There is a well inside the campus, which produces the well from 350 meter aquifer, which is rechargeable aquifer, and all the water feed the campus, and all the water, the drain water, the sewage water will go to the station to be pumped again to high points by gravitation, will really irrigate the whole campus into a friendly green campus. The water is used twice. So the university is the center of creating knowledge and transfer of technology. But it has to be developed, to be an inviting one, to produce the creativity, thinkers, entrepreneurs, and innovators. So University of Petra has designed a strategy, and we are implementing, the university is implementing this strategy, to have friendly campus and smart one, with infrastructure, with interacting facilities between students and staff. The first thing, how to shift to save in electricity consumption. The first step was taken by UOP to change bulbs. By the way, this was done about 2 or 3 years ago. Municipality of Amman, they started doing it now. We were ahead of them. And 4,000 to 5,000 bulbs were shifted or were changed to LED, which produced saving of 30% of our electricity bill. Just this step toward a green campus. The second step was to procure electrical appliances, air conditioners, characterized by power saving, and replace outdated machines to modern machines which save electricity. This again contributed remarkably And now all the instruments and appliances ordered by UOP, they have to have energy savers. It has to save energy. It's not enough to produce energy and waste that energy into something outdated. And you can see when you look at the campus, all the roofs, 30,000 square meters of roofs, parking lots, they are really covered with panels. And UOP has introduced criteria, term of references, دخلت في عطاء, tenders, and really مكتب صبح للاستشارات الهندسية, we thank him for managing this tender, and also thanks to Kawar Shamsman, who really won the tender by submitting the lowest and more appropriate technology. When you look at the campus, you can see that we have annual consumption about 3,177,764 kilowatt. And the electric bill cost was rising to $1.3 million per year we used to pay in Jordan, here in the UOP. And because electricity is expensive in Jordan. I mean, it goes up because it increases in consumption gradually. The more you consume, the more you pay. And it might reach 45 cents per kilowatt. So consumption of fossil fuel, which is releasing the CO2 atmosphere causing pollution, has been really treated with on this small city of UOP. We shifted to renewables. 1.5 megawatt panels were introduced of 5,523 panels. And this covered an area of 30,000 square meters. Metering system were installed on the main grid, 3 substations supplying power to the university, which converted to convert DC to AC. A SCADA program was also installed to connect outputs of the solar energy panels to a control room at the computer information center. I will give you the detail later. The saving by installing solar energy system was enormous, where the annual production of solar energy was 2,845,862 kilowatt, which subsidized the UOP annual consumption of 3,177,764 kilowatt from the grid to reduce the balance to only 331,000 kilowatt, with an efficiency of 93 to 95%. Again, shift to new, you can see the data which we have, and this is I think 2016 data. The total PV production which we produced from our panels was 2,845,000 kilowatt, and the total consumption was 3,177,764 kilowatt. So the power system, really capacity, when you look at it, it's quite efficient. It has produced a lot of saving. Obviously, two types of panels we introduced to the campus. One panel is 250 watt each, and other panels is 300 watt each, the capacity of those panels. Water and recycling, we have our own wells. The UOP has its own well, 350 meter below underground water. It's recharge water. It's not a fossil water. It's recharge. And we have the UOP has installed this station with 200 cubic meter per day, and this supplying all the greenery of the campus. We use fresh water to feed the buildings, the labs, drinking water, etc. And then all the water is utilized again. Every drop of it is utilized again through the محطة المياه العالمة, that's the recycling station, and distributed throughout the campus. So you can see Jordan is very short of water. And I think recycling water is a must if you want to keep the country green. And the annual rainfall on the campus is 400 millimeter per year. And this is why we have to think wisely how to utilize water and then be sufficient, self-sufficient, and then turn the campus into a green, smart campus. Again, water recycling. We will be expanding this greenery to the airport road. Airport road, about 30 dunams. Again, the students of landscape design in the School of Architecture in this university, they have designed the airport road on both sides to change it to greenery. We delayed the project until we expand in our solar energy system, and also to really expand in harvesting rainwater into a reservoir which will irrigate the airport highway adjacent to the university. Now this is really construction. Old construction is turning into changing the campus into a friendly, inviting campus. This is the station where the students they go for the buses of the students located in this. But you can see that the roof is going to have panels. Again, if you calculate the cost of building this terminal, bus terminal, you can find that probably 2 to 3 years maximum you are getting the payback by introducing panel on the roof, and the production of electricity by solar energy from the panel, it will pay back the cost of this terminal. And this goes again for all parking places for the staff of the university, which again built around the ring road. Wi-Fi and internet is important if you want to turn the city of the university into a smart campus. Wi-Fi and internet is free. Probably the fastest Wi-Fi free to the student and staff among all universities in Jordan is here on UOB campus. And this is very important, because if you want to change to online learning, online services, online registration of the students, and also if you want to change to e-learning, to complement lectures, to become your lecturer very smart, utilizing the state-of-the-art of knowledge in every discipline, you got to have a very powerful Wi-Fi. And it has to be free. It has to be free, accessible to every student. Even buses, student buses, which take students from the university to various parts of Amman and come back, we installed Wi-Fi in each bus, plus a camera that no abuse in the bus might take place. So you can see the Wi-Fi and internet, 180 megabits, free wireless internet, and fiber optics. We connect all buildings underground with fiber optics cable covering all offices, labs, and classrooms, in addition to the Wi-Fi, the wireless, the wireless internet, covering all where students and staff utilize for access to knowledge and information. Free smoking campus. This is important to have a friendly campus. But to tell you the truth is I have to say that we are not being able to implement it, to tell you the truth. Some of them, they escape to toilets, they use them to smoking and everything. So we have decided that in every building we will have a smoking room, but with a powerful exhaust to get the smoke out, and to invite everybody to smoke in that room, because we failed to prohibit smoking totally from the campus. And also to have covered area on the campus with brown chairs inside, not the green chairs, where people and students can go to that shaded area and smoke. At least we separate smokers from non-smokers. Probably with time, because you need culture. This is, by the way, linked to culture. You have to develop the culture of non-smoking and take side. But we will achieve it. Because other countries, they have achieved it, but they worked hard for decades. And I think on this campus, to develop it to a friendly, non-smoking, smart campus, it will be achieved through the social media, probably, through convincing and through talking. Thank you. The camera-controlled campus against abuse, wherever you go, 750 cameras we have on the campus. Obviously, we don't interfere with the خصوصيات الشخص, no. Really, this is a free campus. We will never tend to see the picture. But if there is something happen on the campus, if something happened, like a theft or lost something, obviously we go back to our archive and this control room and find out who's done that, who's done. And this, by the way, has reduced what I call المشاجرات on the campus. People, they know that if they started something, لجنة التحقيق will go to the archive and find out who started the conflict between the students. Free parking campus, like I said, it's about 5 to 6 story parking campus, taking 1,000 cars, student cars, free and electronically controlled. Electronically controlled inside. Free parking campus, this is the one you can see. We are increasing this, by the way, like I said, from 1,000 cars to a total of 4,000 cars in the future, under the stadium. Central control system, you go to a central room in the computer and information department, and you look at the 750 camera in one room, and you see the activities of the campus going on. Again, we do not interfere in the private of any individual. This is only to look and control the campus and to give the freedom of the campus for people to think freely, to interact freely, without fear. Now when we come to SCADA, you can see how SCADA works in the PV, photovoltaic system. You can see this is the campus itself is being divided to zones, and every zone, you have total zone of 17 zones implemented for 1.5 megawatt, and you can see each zone how much is producing in terms of DC power, and also changing the DC to AC power through inverters. You can see the efficiency is very high, by the way. Like here, for example, we are producing 1,597 kilowatt power installed, and then changing it to AC, 1,587.6 kilowatt. This is very high efficient way to transfer. And you can see the number of inverters we have, the number of panels in each zone, and the total zone of the campus. Again, the SCADA, you can look at the SCADA, which is located in the central point on the campus, which transmit all data from each panel to the control room. So we can see each panel. If anything goes wrong with it, immediately will be fixed. على فكرة, we have a problem. I want to tell you what the problem. We lost 5 panels. By the way, the panel is very expensive. Awar knows this. And في الأعراس في ناس تستعمل مسدسات في الهواء حوالينا يعني. الرصاصة بتطلع في الهواء. It falls down. It happened that we lost 5 panels. الرصاص رأسا هو نازل hit the panel. Immediately in the control room we can realize that there is one panel. Something wrong happened to it. When they go there they find الرصاصة اللي طلعت في الهواء هي نازلة شرفت على جامعتنا وقضت على إحدى البانلز. We have 5 accidents like this. But I think everything is going very well. I mean, the maintenance, the cleaning of the panels, the efficiency of it, 93, like I said, to 95% we are getting. I think this is extremely well. And you can see here, for example, if you take one day, you can see how in the morning, in the middle of the day, in the evening, you can get in this curve productivity. And this is how much we are getting from all the panels. Again, on SCADA you can, this is by the way summarize the whole story. النسبة المئوية لعجز الكهرباء في الجامعة 7%, like I said, 93% efficiency. And you can see إجمالي إنتاج الطاقة الشمسية. You can see how much. الإجمالي المستجر من شركة الكهرباء how much. And you can see رصيد الكهرباء للجامعة how much. And then you can see الوفر. الوفر I think I better put it for you here. إجمالي الوفر you can see 2,645,206 كيلو وات. قيمته هذا لو دفعناه هذا الوفر 800,000 دينار سنوي, which is more than 1 million, 1.1 to 1.2 million dollars. This is the saving of the campus, just from electricity. And this is very important really. I want to mention this to encourage shifting to renewables by all schools, all universities, and all public areas. And when you go to the control room, we took a picture here in the control room. It was taken today, by the way. You can see the amount of energy produced today, and also the by SCADA, measured by SCADA. And you can see the curve and how much energy produced from every zone. And the control room will control from one room all the panels, more than 5,000 panels on the campus. The smart campus, it means using smart magnetic card to all students, as provided now, will be provided very shortly, upon registration to monitor attendance of classes and events, and will monitor entry and exit of all students, staff of the campus. This will give safety to the campus and also a control. You will have what's going on the campus. You cannot just, anybody can enter, do whatever he wants and get out. Looking at the campus, and this was taken by drone, I think, plane by Kawar. When you look at the roof of the campus, you can see the expansion of the panels over the University of Petra, which is producing 1.5 mega. And we are really going to achieve a complete smart campus, smart city, with water, recycling water, environment, friendly environment, safety for every student, and inducing environment to do quality learning and quality research. We are ranked right now, by the way, number 3 in Jordan. I think University of Technology and Jordan University. Jordan University number 1, Science and Technology University number 2, because they have a huge area. They have forest and greenery more than what we have. We are on a campus of 180 dorms, and but we are trying to do the best to make it green. Green on the walls, green on the gates, green everywhere you go to. And also a friendly campus where people interact with each other. Coffee shop and kiosk everywhere to encourage people to talk to each other. Beautiful library, 5-story library, smart library, which we are connected to the best databases in the world. Millions of books and literature could be utilized. Freely. We don't charge anybody using internet and having access to libraries of the world through our 25 big databases we have. Thank you very much. Implemented, by the way. This is the pharmacy IT square.
Professor Badran, for your interesting and informative presentation. And I am sure that new term, Campusology, will enter the science of planning, design, and constructions in the near future, in particular when it comes to create a university campus.
Today at this special ceremony, it's a pleasure to honor a number of institutions and building committee members for their valuable contribution to implement UOB solar system. Allow me to invite His Excellency Professor Marwan Mwalla, University President, and Professor Ghassan Isa, the conference chair, to present the trophies. His Excellency Professor Adnan Badran, the Chancellor of University of Petra. Engineer Muhammad Mazen Al-Ansari, Petra Company for Education. Engineer Hassan Abdullah, Jordan Electric Power Company, JIPCO. Dr. Ali Al-Maqusi, University of Petra. Mr. Hanan Zaglour, Qorwar Energy Company. Dr. Ismail Nathan, Qorwar Energy Company. Engineer Khalid Al-Kiswani, Jordan Electric Power Company, JIPCO. Engineer Ahmed Farhan, University of Petra. Mr. Samir Al-Tayyib, Bitra Company for Education. Ms. Rula Al-Nashashibi, University of Petra. Engineer Khalil Mahfouz, Subah Consultant Energy Engineering Office. Engineer Abdul Rahim Lafi, Subah Consultant Engineering Office.
شكرا دكتور. شكرا.
Now, conference sponsors and guests. His Excellency Professor Adnan Badran. His Excellency Professor Marwan Al-Mualla. His Excellency Engineer Abdel Fattah Al-Daratke, General Manager of NIPCO. Professor Ghaith Abanda, IEEE Jordan Section. Mr. Mujib Ashbul, Scientific Research Support Fund.
Just at the end and before the conference starts, any work you do, you need a teamwork. A teamwork which interconnect, and a teamwork of trust, and a teamwork of one goal objective to achieve. Without this teamwork, nothing would be accomplished. And this is why I want to thank the Board of Trustees of this university for allocating the budget for this development and this renovation and shift to a smart green campus. I want to thank also the Muhandis Engineer Muhammad Mazen Ansari, the Director General of the corporate who's financing and funding this campus and university, for his interaction and positive attitude toward the development of the campus. I want to thank the President of the University, Dr. Marwan Al-Mualla, and also I want to thank you all, the faculty members and students of this university, who really shared with us the obstacles, who shared with us the construction and dust borne by the university, and who shared with us the hard time we've had. But I think all of us at the end, we would be very happy to be part of this campusiology. Thank you.
It gives me a great pleasure to welcome our keynote speakers. I kindly ask them to come to the stage. Professor Majid Murabti, please. Professor Tagnov Mikhail. Professor Andres Monzon. Dr. Wright, I think. I will be brief in introducing each keynote speaker and give the floor to him to talk about his keynote speech. Professor Majid Murabti is a professor of network and security systems and dean of the College of Sciences at the University of Sharjah. He was previously dean of the School of Computing and Mathematical Sciences, Liverpool John Morris University at UK. As a scientist and ICT researcher, Professor Majid, what are the challenges imposed by realizing smart city concept? Where we are in respect to these challenges?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for your kind invitation. It's an absolute pleasure to be among you. When I see the development that your campus has done since my last visit about 4 years ago, they're basically amazing. The challenge that your university has taken are exemplary, frankly, not only here but elsewhere, where I've seen and I visited all around the world. So well done to you all. The vision is, from my perspective, first class. And the fact that you're transferring it and you're making it a reality, that's really gratifying. With regard to my contribution, I talk a little bit about smart cities, sustainability, privacy, and security. The professor next to me here has talked about many of the developments I'd like to do, and in some ways I was just telling him he owes me one because he stole many of my ideas. Now, what am I going to talk about? so this is the challenge. I'll have to be an academic and readjust. But specifically what I'm interested in and what I hope to share with you is this concept of a smart city. And in particular, when we project to 2050, United Nations estimates half of the world population to be living in cities. And we see that will be well over 4 billion, 5 billion people living in cities, and these are going to be mega metropolises around the world. And when you look at that logistics, we have in cities like Tokyo now has got about 23 million. In 2050, if you do the same projection, you might have 40 million. How does one deliver this innovative concept of smart cities, a clean living, a secure living, a safe living, a sustainable living? And that's a real challenge for all of us as we go forward in the next 30 to 35 years. But my talk will specifically concentrate on the operational systems. And when I talk about sustainability, I won't take the approach of the CO2, although it's a crucial, or energy use, but specifically how do we go from where we are to this 2050 and beyond and have a sustainability in systems. So I'm mostly talking about systems. And then when we talk about systems, as Professor Adnan also mentioned, you have many of these positive things that we need to, but they will interact with our way of thinking and behaving. And so therefore I will develop some concept of privacy, which are essential when we go to a world of 24 connection, 35 seconds, 24 hours. What do we do with that? And then a problem that is prevalent now and in the future, that of security. And I don't mean personal security within the campus or within the thing, but of countries when we have an integrated system. How do we protect them when they are so fully integrated? And as the President of the University said before, now we have agreements between Jordan and Saudi Arabia and others. What happened when the supply is disrupted? What do we do about those things? And those are the challenges, frankly, for all the young people at the back. In 35 years, I'm not sure I'm going to be working. I'm not sure even going to be still alive, but I know I'm not going to be working. So the challenge is really to the young people at the back. Can you raise to it? Can you rise to it? Can you do something about it? Because it's your future more than ours. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Majid. Professor Taginov Mikhail is a professor of hydropower and renewable energy sources. He is a member of National Research University Moscow. Professor Mikhail, smart grids require a new infrastructure to accommodate emerging renewable energy sources. Are we ready for these new challenges, and mainly the role of distributed energy sources and consumers' behavior?
Thank you. Thank you for presentation. Yeah, but I will. My answer will be not shortly. The problem, I think, is all consumers will have electricity all time, days and nights, and our energy. Green energy come not regular. And the solving in great energy system is the distribution power between electrical station, different types. It is, I think, the great problem and the great solving for our for today, the optimization this energy generating structure.
Thank you, Professor. Professor Andres Monzen is a professor of transportation at the Transport Department and director of Transit Center at the Polytechnic University of Madrid. As an expert, Professor Andre, Smart City aims at achieving sustainable development and increasing citizens' quality of life by connecting human capital, social capital, and ICT infrastructure when addressing public issues. As a European expert, tell us about the European efforts to create Smart City concept.